Okay guys, I kind of jumped the gun earlier and finished gluing this up. I mean, it just goes so fast, you know. After I glued it together, I just took and sanded all the tabs down nice and flush, and then hit it with some 400 to make sure that it was nice and smooth. So before you put the firewall in this, you know, make sure you review the steps, because I can see one mistake that could be made. Make sure you drill and mount this motor before you glue it into the box, because there are slots right there for the blind nuts or T-nuts to be able to clear. And once that's glued in, you won't be able to get the T-nuts in there because there's no room inside of this box, which makes sense because you don't want anything to hit your battery, so there's zero clearance. After you've assembled this box, it tells you to go ahead and do your fuselage, you know, actually put the doublers and everything on there. And then step 9 is telling you to go ahead and, you know, round off your doublers and do all your sanding on the nose. Well, on the SIG akromaster, it's really small, and the distance between what you're cutting out and the top is so small. I didn't want to round it because I wasn't sure how much material we'd had left. So after I get the throat cut and dry fit all this and make sure everything fits properly, then I will sand my doublers. So anyway, in that step, that's where you're going to take your box, and you're gonna just trace the outline of the box onto your doubler, because then we're gonna take the scroll saw and cut that whole thing out, and then this slides in. Well, make sure that whenever you do this, there's notches in this is the part that is actually glued to the fuselage on the inside, right? So there's notches, so once this slides in, it's gonna notch back, so it's actually gonna set about 1/8 of an inch farther back than where you cut it. So in this situation, my motor is going to stick out, and this battery box is just barely going to clear the wing leading edge. So I'm going to mark that up so that whenever it's going to go in like this, and whenever it slides all the way in, it's actually going to key in place so that this can't rock back and forth, you know, on top of the fact that there's glue in there. And I'm going to get it as close to that wing as I can get it, because then where my motor sticks out, the prop will stick out and it won't look too weird. Okay, so you don't want that to slide back too far, right? The outboard section is where the enclosed part goes, so it's going to sit in the fuse like that. Like it says in the instructions, we're going to use a scroll saw to cut this out, where we marked that off. I opted to cut it and mark it pretty much exact. I'm going to split the line as I'm cutting, make it a little tight, because I would much rather have to go in there and sand a little material out than to have to try and shim it. I don't like shimming, especially motor mounts and stuff like that. You know, I know there's nothing wrong with it, but to me it kind of seems like it would be stronger with the hole assembly cut to fit. So I'm gonna scroll saw this. Okay. We got our, see, the throat section, as we call it in the manual, cut out. And as you see, we are a little bit bigger than the motor mount on the akromaster, but that's cool. So it fits in this way, and we're gonna have to, the fit of the box is good. It's there's not really much gap there. If there is, we'll just clamp this down pretty good. The only thing I noticed is with the doublers and everything on, I'm just gonna have to notch the ply out, this ply, oh sorry, I'm gonna have to notch this out about a 1/16 of an inch extra to accommodate the width of my fuse and doubler. So that'll take just a few moments. Okay, now that is how we are supposed to fit, and so the doublers cover up that line where I said we're going to glue the fuse. We're notched in, and we are right at the wing, so our wing will fit without any weird modification, and we're not too far off. You know, the prop won't stick out too bad. And that is it. That is like a perfect fit. This is probably one of the better electric conversions that you could do, and it's only, you know, $7.99. This motor was only 20 bucks, so this is, I'm really impressed, and I'm really happy with how this is going to turn out. All in all, I mean, if you think about how much we cut out, and now we have this very light ply motor mount in here, I don't see a whole lot of weird weight addition based on wood, so we should be pretty good. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this will kind of turn some guys onto this. I think this is a really nice system. Thanks.